Hi everybody. This is going to be the first video in a brief series that I'm going to be doing on mood disorders. And when we talk about mood disorders, we're talking about depressive and bipolar disorders. Previously in the DSM, these were both included under mood disorders, and now the DSM has separated them out into separate categories for depressive and for mood. But one way to think of them, and the way that I'm going to be presenting them here, is part of the same system of issues. So in order to talk about mood disorders, I think we need to start with defining what a mood is. So one way to think about a mood is as an emotional state that colors all of your experiences while you're in it. So an emotion is more fleeting, is more responsive to the specific situation that's going on. So if something sad happens, or if I'm watching a sad movie, I might feel sad. A mood colors everything. So all of our perceptions, feelings, thoughts, while we're in it. So, let's say you have a cute pet. I'll give you an example, actually, right here. There is a cute pet. There's my Doodle. He's about 6 pounds, and isn't he absolutely adorable? So, when I am in a good mood and Doodle does this, basically begging and pestering me, and he will do this with his front paw. He will constantly pat on me until I pay attention to him. Usually I think that that's pretty adorable. If I'm in a bad mood, though, I can get really irritated. You know how that is. So your children, your pets, your partners, your family. When you're in a good mood, things might seem fun or fine, and when you're in a bad mood, they don't. Here's another pet image. That's me with my bird, Jacob. And Jacob likes to sit on my head and swing off of my bangs and peck on my glasses, which, can be pretty adorable, but also can be really annoying. Now, when I'm in a bad mood, I find that really annoying, actually, when I'm just not, things don't feel great to me. There's nothing mood disordered about what I'm describing to you, though. We all have moods. We have better moods, worse moods, and sometimes no mood. The DSM, the American Psychological Association, and the DSM think of mood in a very simple kind of way. We're not thinking about nuances here. There's high mood, which is elevated or manic. This is when you're feeling happy, energetic, good, confident. We're going to skip the middle for a second and talk about low. A low mood is when you're feeling down, blue, depressed, sad, low energy, negative, maybe, yeah. Now, an irritable mood can appear both in elevated or in depressed. So when somebody is in a manic episode, we'll get to that a little bit later, but when somebody is feeling really, really, really good, too good, they can have irritability going along with it. And when somebody is feeling really depressed, they can also have irritability with that. We won't see irritability in the middle, in what here is called euthymic. A euthymic mood is actually an absence of any particular mood. It's not good or bad. Don't think of it as normal or good or bad. It's none of those. It's just the absence of a particular mood that is coloring your experience. So if I were to think right now, I'm not feeling bad, I'm not feeling good, I'm not having anything particular coloring my experience. I'm euthymic. That's just the way I am right now. I'm not always euthymic, though. Now, when we talk about a mood disorder, we're talking about a problem with mood. Everybody has moods, but mood disorders are when we start seeing some problems. So, 3 general qualities when we're talking about a mood disorder. The type of mood, so again, is it elevated or is it depressed? Is it irritable? And then the severity. So how bad is it? Everybody has really bad days. Everybody has days where getting out of bed is just almost not an option. And sometimes it really isn't an option. You just want to lie there all day, cry, maybe eat potato chips and ice cream, or not. Or sometimes you just can't even eat. You're feeling so miserable. That's a really bad day. Sometimes you don't even want to be alive on days like that. If it's just a day or 2, or, maybe 3, or, a short period of time, that could be just some of the ups and downs of life, and things happen and we have responses to them. But when it gets really bad, when we don't want to live, when we're suicidal and can't continue on, don't want to continue on, it might be a problem, right? Especially if you combine that with long duration. So, a really terrible day can be a really terrible day, but a really terrible month is really pushing it. That's too much. So we have points at which we determine that's long enough, and at this point probably we should be looking at some treatment. Nobody forces, I'm not talking about forcing treatment on anybody. I'm just talking about the place where the DSM will come in and create a diagnosis and give you a diagnosis. So for example, for major depressive disorder, if somebody has been having the experience of the necessary amount of symptoms for more than 2 weeks, that would be the duration, then we would diagnose major depressive disorder. I'm going to pause here, and in the next video we will pick up on the diagnostic criteria for major depressive disorder.